Hello everyone, welcome back to another reaction video. Shit, Ross reacted to this apparently. Alright, fuck. Anyway, this is why heel John Cena can't lose at Wrestlemania 41. Wrestlemania, right around the corner. It's only 4 days away until it starts. This is by Wrestling Revival. The original video, as well as Wrestling Revival's channel, will be linked in the description. Go support them in any way you possibly can. Like, comment, subscribe to them, all that good stuff. And if you have anything you want me to react to, go and let me know in the comment section down below. I already have some comment that being said. Let's go.
There's a reason the crowd reaction to John Cena's sudden return at Elimination Chamber sent shockwaves through the WWE universe. It wasn't nostalgia, it was unease. Cena walked out not with the patented salute or a towel thrown into the crowd, but with an eerily calculated glare and a smirk that immediately erased years of goodwill in seconds. The crowd wasn't just witnessing a character shift, they were seeing the weaponization of legacy. And in that moment, the message became clear. This isn't the John Cena who hugs Make-A-Wish kids and fires off corny one-liners. This is the man who's decided that if the system he built has forgotten him, then he'll destroy the new world they've crowned in his absence. That's not something Cody Rhodes can overcome. Not now. Rhodes, for all his heroic polish and championship pedigree, is walking into a trap, not a wrestling match, not a coronation, a setup. The most dangerous part about John Cena's heel turn isn't that he's angry, it's that he's strategic. He's not storming into WrestleMania with chaos. He's bringing calculation. Every promo since Elimination Chamber has been lined with barbed wire, laced with surgical precision.
I will admit that the promos he's been cutting are pretty good. I do enjoy his promos, and if John Cena does win at WrestleMania, I won't be upset. As much as I dislike John Cena, I won't be upset. I would actually love it if he actually beat Ric Flair's title streak and whatnot. Shut up, phone. But I would love that. But Ric Flair is being a crazy guy, and he's saying that he doesn't want John Cena to beat his streak or whatever. And now he's coming up with his own stupid WrestleMania angles and whatnot.
Aimed at exposing Cody's fragility. Cena isn't mocking Cody's past, he's weaponizing Cody's present, the neck injury, the tears, the dreams. Cena's new character doesn't want to win the title for glory. He wants to snatch it out of spite, to invalidate the very narrative WWE has desperately tried to build around finishing the story. And if Cody wins, the entire heel turn collapses under its own weight. It becomes a momentary detour rather than a seismic character reinvention.
That's a big point, because if John Cena does lose at WrestleMania, this heel turn would mean nothing. Like, I get that his thing is a retirement tour doesn't end until the end of 2025, but it still would be completely pointless to have him lose at WrestleMania 41. Like, that would be just stupid. I really want him to win.
The aura is lost, the mystique is cracked, the danger fades. It's not just that Cena can't lose, it's that everything they've risked with this version of him becomes irrelevant if he does. He shaved off every remaining sliver of babyface identity to become this bitter, manipulative version of himself. You don't do that to elevate someone who's already peaked. WWE has leaned too far into Cena's bitterness to hit reverse now. He's tearing apart the production design of WWE itself in his promos, cutting into the corporate slogans, mocking press conference culture, taking digs at sponsors, calling out the reality of sports entertainment being more business than art. If he loses at WrestleMania, then it's all just performance. If he wins, then he becomes the most dangerous man in wrestling again. Not because he can hurt people, but because he can control the narrative. He can redefine what power looks like in WWE. Cody's character isn't equipped to survive that kind of storytelling defeat. He already got his WrestleMania moment in Philadelphia. The finish the story arc reached its zenith with Roman Reigns' defeat. To now shift the entire weight of that narrative into a second consecutive redemption arc would exhaust the audience. There's a thin line between sympathy and stagnation. And Cody, while still adored, risks slipping into the latter. Cena beating him forces Rhodes into uncomfortable but necessary territory, a reinvention, a darkening, a new layer, because the best babyfaces are forged in suffering. And if Rhodes overcomes this version of Cena without truly being tested, It dilutes the venom this heel run was built on. Cody can afford to lose. Cena cannot. The reality is that John Cena's heel turn is more than a character shift. It's a challenge to WWE's own moral compass. He's not cheating to win. He's dismantling narratives, exploiting nostalgia, and calling out hypocrisy. He's saying the quiet part loud, pointing fingers at a machine that chewed him up and spit him out in favor of fresher merchandise and a newer face. It's meta. It's layered. It's the kind of storytelling WWE hasn't leaned into this deeply since the days of CM Punk's pipe bomb. If Cena walks into WrestleMania and loses clean, then everything he said about WWE being corporate theater rings hollow. If he wins, then suddenly WWE is forced to answer to the character it created. They must confront the reality of a man who was once the golden goose turning into the serpent in the garden. And the most critical piece here is timing. Cena isn't sticking around for another 5-year run. He's chosen this moment, this era, and this opponent for a reason. The stars don't align for this kind of storytelling every year. The anti-hero heel John Cena run has a very short window, and its effectiveness.
I will also bring this up. The original plan for Elimination Chamber was for Cody Rhodes to turn heel instead of John Cena. But Cody Rhodes has already been heel. John Cena hasn't been a heel in about 20 years or so. And they decided that'd be pretty cool if John Cena was a heel and whatnot, and they'll make it work.
Effectiveness hinges entirely on whether he reclaims power at the expense of the new regime, not in kayfabe. In perception. This version of Cena isn't looking for a title. He's looking for revenge against irrelevance. He wants the last laugh. He wants to leave the business not with a fond farewell, but with a scar across the heart of its next poster boy. Cody winning gives the audience catharsis. Cena winning gives them trauma. And that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. The truth is, this heel arc gives Cena something he's never had: unpredictability. The old Cena was reliable, the one who always did the right thing, said the right lines, and posed with the fans after the show went off air. Now, he's unpredictable in the most unsettling way. He might shake Cody's hand, or spit in his face. He might pin him clean, or tear up the championship afterward, and drop it at Triple H's feet. That volatility gives this match stakes that go far beyond a win-loss column. If Cody wins, then the arc stops. If Cena wins, the story explodes. You get fresh blood feuds. Seth Rollins hunting for revenge. CM Punk returning to balance chaos with chaos. LA Knight calling out the king with no kingdom. The possibilities are endless, but only if Cena walks out of WrestleMania with his hand raised. There's also the backstage reality. Cena is arguably the most politically powerful figure in WWE history. Not in terms of politics with the boys, but in terms of corporate weight. His brand is their brand. He's their last link to a mainstream era that moved merchandise, opened movies, and touched every corner of pop culture. He's not just another legend. He's their safest investment, but by turning heel, he's put all that goodwill on the line. He's sacrificed his universal appeal to say something deeper about identity, relevance, and bitterness. You can't erase that in one night. You can't sell out your legacy only to lose it in a moment of feel-good triumph. That doesn't serve Cena, it doesn't serve the fans, and it sure as hell doesn't serve the future of storytelling in WWE. Heel Cena is the closest thing WWE has had to a prestige drama villain in years. He's the Walter White of this arc, a man who believes he's right, even if the world sees him as the villain. He's methodical, layered, and entirely convinced that everything he's doing is justified. Cody isn't facing a monster, he's facing a martyr, and martyrs don't go down easy. They burn everything with them. If Cena loses, he becomes a punchline. If he wins, he becomes legend in a whole new way. This isn't about part-time appearances or WrestleMania moments. This is about a man clawing his way back to the center of the conversation by any means necessary. And the only way the conversation continues is if he leaves Philadelphia as champion. In this new era where WWE and UFC are fused under the TKO banner, corporate interests will always try to smooth out the rough edges. Cena cutting against that grain creates genuine tension. When he goes off script and attacks press conferences, mocks brand speak, and smirks while camera crews scramble to sanitize him, it creates a feeling of instability that's been missing. That instability is valuable. It creates water cooler moments. Cena, for once, is the disruptor. Letting that disruptor win sends a message. Not even your golden boys are safe. Not even your new empire is immune. And once the audience buys into that danger, you've got gold. The internal architecture of this feud is also too intricate to be resolved with a...
That's true. If John Cena were to win, he said he would put the wrestling world, he would ruin wrestling for everyone. And that would be so awesome. Comment, get down, please. Stop moving my shit. Anyway, I do feel like Cena winning would result in a lot of really good story. If Cody Rhodes just has another win under his belt, everything's pointless now.
With a clean Cody win, Cena's cut deep into the DNA of Rhodes' arc. He's questioned his motivations, his fragility, his dependence on family narratives, his over-reliance on sentimentality. These aren't surface-level jabs. They're attacks on Cody's psyche. If Cody wins without answering those questions, without evolving into something more hardened, more ruthless, then he wins in a vacuum. Cena walking away as champion forces Cody into a crucible, where he has to redefine his purpose and earn not just the audience's cheers, but his own self-worth again. It's storytelling that doesn't end, it evolves. Cody winning ends the chapter. Cena winning rips the book in half. Even the visual symmetry matters. Cena raising the title as the crowd boos in stunned silence. It's the inversion of everything WWE fans are used to. It's not about shock for shock's sake, it's about memory. That moment becomes a time-stamped reset of what fans think they know about John Cena. It's not the Thugonomics throwback. It's not the hustle, loyalty, respect, nostalgia trip. It's something new, something darker, something lasting. If that moment ends with Cody holding the belt and fireworks raining down, then everything Cena built vanishes into confetti. If Cena wins, then WWE has a 6-month arc of chaos ready to right itself. Every Raw, every press conference, every promo becomes a loaded gun, and no one's better equipped to handle that pressure than Cena. He doesn't need to wrestle weekly. He needs to haunt weekly. His promos, his presence, even his absence becomes plot. He can cut taped segments from movie sets. He can manipulate from afar. He can pull strings in the shadows. The WWE title doesn't become a belt. It becomes a hostage. Cody, Rollins, Punk, even Roman, they're all trying to bring stability back. And Cena is laughing in the background, holding the future of the company ransom in plain sight. There's also the deeper meta commentary. Cena has been the prototype for the WWE machine for decades. Now, he's become its most dangerous critic. That's not just compelling, that's essential. In a time when fans are more aware than ever of behind-the-scenes politics, brand alignments, and creative directions, Cena becoming the embodiment of the system, turning on itself, is timely. Letting that character lose in his first major test is a betrayal of that concept. It's admitting that risk doesn't pay off. Cena winning proves that wrestling can still shock, evolve, and say something worth listening to. Most importantly, Cena has said in interviews that he's not interested in doing greatest hits anymore. He wants to challenge perception. He wants to end his career by doing something that scares people, that rattles the cage, that makes the next generation rise in response. Beating Cody accomplishes that. Losing to Cody doesn't. And in an era where WWE is trying to balance spectacle with substance, Cena's heel turn is a rare alignment of both. It's not just storytelling, it's a referendum on the product itself. A loss for heel John Cena at WrestleMania 41 wouldn't just close a chapter, it would seal off an entire creative opportunity that WWE might never recover. What's at stake isn't merely the result of a title match or the payoff of a main event build. It's the most daring character evolution of WWE's most protected figure in 2 decades. And for that to end in failure would shatter the credibility of WWE's storytelling risks moving forward. This isn't about a man getting pinned. It's about the potential implosion of WWE's momentum in an increasingly competitive and critically discerning wrestling landscape. When John Cena turned heel at Elimination Chamber 2025, the shock wasn't from the crowd alone. It was a tremor that reached the core of WWE's identity. For the first time, the man who built his brand on merchandise-friendly catchphrases and squeaky clean heroism chose to reject everything he stood for. Cena didn't just turn on Cody Rhodes, he turned on the system, and by doing so, he turned on the fans' expectations. If WWE allows Cody to pin this version of Cena cleanly at WrestleMania, it sends a clear message to the audience. Even the boldest decisions will be undone when it matters most. That type of creative bait and switch doesn't just disappoint, it conditions fans to distrust narrative stakes entirely. The problem isn't that Cena would lose, it's that what he represents would collapse. His promos have gone beyond insults. They've questioned WWE's evolution. Cena has mocked the shift toward corporate gloss, criticized the overproduction of characters, and ridiculed the sanitized image that WWE projects on social media and at press conferences. In doing so, he became the first real opposition figure within the WWE universe in years. This wasn't just a wrestling feud, it was ideological warfare.
Oh, fuck, that was it? Okay. Damn, oh, wow, okay. Anyways, I agree. Cena should definitely win. If not, everything would just fall flat. Nothing would matter anymore, and that iconic moment would mean nothing anymore. Like, it would be so stupid for them just to book Cena as a heel and lose. Like, it would be so dumb. I would riot. I would throw shit. But I do like the unpredictability of it. You don't know what could happen if Cena wins. Like, after he wins, what will happen? Uh, like, the WWE is becoming more unpredictable. Like, Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble is something no one thought would happen at all. John Cena turning heel is something people would not have expected to see ever, but they're doing more unexpected things, and I think that's something everyone should take into consideration. Like, every wrestling promotion, the small ones, the big ones, it don't matter, take this into consideration. The unpredictability would be awesome. Anyway, the original video as well as Wrestling Revival's channel will be linked in the description. Go support them in any way you possibly can. Like, comment, subscribe to them, all that good stuff. And if you have anything you want me to react to, go and let me know in the comment section down below. I already have a single comment. That being said, bye-bye.